No, 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 no! Oh my gosh, it's getting worse! Are you kidding me? It's getting worse! This was spoken about on Halford and Brough yesterday, February 24th. I wanted to let this topic breathe before we dived into it into a video because Halford and Brough, man, they just dropped a bomb. Brough said earlier on yesterday's Halbro, the Sedins and Pettersson don't have a great relationship. And a lot of it is because Pettersson is a lone wolf and he wants to figure things out on his own. Just looking for any little thing to bring the guy down. What do you mean? This is all factual. Strictly Canucks Stock goes out there and says, Goat Radio, for what it's worth, had this tweet underneath. It sounds like he did what a good captain would do with that incident, if that's what really happened. We are told Petey has somewhat isolated himself amongst the team, and there's a lot of noise surrounding him. He's a distraction and an underperforming one at that. And this entire conversation, you might be asking, okay, what is this all about? What does Pettersson have to do with the Sedins, and how does this all relate to what we're going over today? Well, here's another tweet made by Wiley Canuck from February 24th. Do you ever hear the Sedins blame the media? Dolly goes out there and asks. This, of course, is in response to Elias Pettersson blaming the media and talking about how annoying the media is. Oh, it's the big bad wolf of the media. And he goes out there and says that he doesn't like dealing with the media. It's annoying. It's more on his mind than his poor play, which is a very bad look. Not a good commentary from Elias Pettersson about the situation at all. But Grady went out there and replied this. I said this before, but the Sedins should work closer with Pettersson in regards to slumping and dealing with the media. It seems like the no-brainer, unless there's a disconnect there, which Jason Brough reported today. What does that mean, a disconnect? Like Petey and the Sedins don't get along either? Any clarification would be appreciated. Ask Jason Brough. Halbro said this morning that not even the Sedin brothers have a relationship with Petey, which is pretty concerning considering how highly they are spoken about in the market and the team. Kale said, I'd be shocked if the Sedins haven't done everything they could to help Petey at this point. People in the Canucks organization must be losing actual sleep trying to figure out what to do to get Pettersson going. For sure, you'd imagine they would have tried everything at this point. Didn't Ballmer say when he was there something along the lines of Petey was a really cocky kid and he didn't want to take advice from anyone? I could be wrong. I honestly don't remember about that. Let's go over onto the R Canucks subreddit because they went out there and posted all the quotes that we need to know. By the way, this show is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Check out the first link in the description to save some money in your VPN, get some free months, and support this YouTube channel in the process. We didn't say that in the previous two videos, and it's not because they're not really on this channel, it's just I kind of got lazy. But this post was made yesterday on the Arcanuck sub by Big Ol' Brashear. Pettersson and the Sedins do not have a good relationship. This was reported by Brough on Halford and Brough. They don't have a very good relationship, and a lot of it is that Pettersson's a lone wolf and he wants to figure stuff out by himself. I don't know what to say. It's one of the red flags that I heard. What do you mean he doesn't have a relationship with the Sedins? Or a great relationship with the Sedins? The source is linked here. It's a Spotify link to the episode 1850 mark. Huge red flag for me, Big Ol' Brashear said. 2 Swedish Hall of Fame assets that Petey's ego can't handle working under. This is just massive hubris. Petey does not have a growth mindset. His ego is too big. Let's go out there and read some of the comments, shall we? The comments always have something good to say. Sick. New drama, just when I thought it was getting too quiet in this market. You know, sometimes it would be nice just to have a boring day today. If you want it boring, just watch the games. Oh, zing, baby, zing. You know what's funny? Normally, I think a lot of us Canucks fans would be like, yeah, this sucks, man. Now we're getting reports that Pettersson and the Sedins don't like each other, or that Petey doesn't listen to the Sedins, they don't have a good relationship. Now we're getting this stuff. Can't we just have it quiet for one day, for 2 days, for a week? And I know for me personally, I can two-sidedly say that because I know the duality of the situation is that I get YouTube views and there's stuff to talk about. If there's stuff to talk about, right? That's literally what this entire conversation is. This is a topic. This is a talking point. I'm going to get friends DMing me about this later today. What the hell are you talking about? Pettersson and the Sedins don't have a good relationship. What is Jason Bruff talking about? This is a pretty big deal. Let's continue. Bingo, I'm feeling more excited to check the post-game threads on here than actually watching the product we have been presented with this season. It's brutal to watch. Hughes is a one-man show. By the way, looks like he's back, and the only redeemer. Babe, get in here! The new Pettersson drama just dropped! Bruff was very insistent that this is the case when someone texted in questioning it, saying everyone knows this. Honestly, I listen to sports radio most of the day, am on Blue Sky always, I read tons of local media, and I've never heard this raised at all. I'm a bit confused by his insistence that they don't have a good relationship. A few years ago in an interview, Bieksa asked him if the Twins invited him over for dinner, and Pettersson said no. I thought it was weird. I assumed the three of them would connect, maybe they would mentor him. I guess not. It was when Bieksa did the morning skate with the team during his one-day contract for retiring. I remember thinking it was a bit odd also. Usually countrymen stick together. Like Hronek had Cheadle over for dinner immediately. Thank you, great memory. And this is one of the things that I think a lot of people will automatically assume about the Vancouver Canucks organization. I know I certainly did. Like, we saw those videos of the Canucks on the planes back in the day. Like, yeah, the Sedin sat in the back with Markstrom, with Edler. All the Swedes stuck together. It was always a thing, right? So for Pettersson to come in, it was like, okay, he's going to be friends with Höglander, he's going to be friends with Nils Åman, and because Henrik and Daniel are in the organization floating around helping the guys in Abbey, Pettersson's going to have a relationship with them too, and they're going to take him under his wing. They even look the same. Ever since Pettersson got the Sedin haircut, it's like, yeah, he's one of the guys. But now it's like, no. They don't have a good relationship. Apparently, Pettersson doesn't want to listen to him. I don't know, like, that's the way it's being framed here. Like, Pettersson's a lone wolf, and he wants to figure stuff out by himself. The way these tweets are reading, it seems like if the Sedins have any sort of guidance for Pettersson, it does not look like he wants to listen! Ay, ay, ay. Ay, 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 ay. Yeah, da-da-da-da. That sounds like some Vancouver media-ass crap right there. In that guys here will just complain about it being created drama, and then in the next weeks and months, it'll come out as 100% true? Or that it's completely false? Everyone said this at the start of the Pettersson and Miller feud rumors, and now everybody's arguing as to whether or not Vancouver media is just fabricating stuff or if it's actually real. Oh, is there really a negative relationship between Pettersson and the Sedins? The Sedins are the perfect people to learn from. Swedish teens that came to Vancouver were doubted by the fans and media. People kept calling them soft, they don't have the potential to take what it needs to win, etc. They kept working their behinds off despite all the criticism and proved all the doubters wrong. Now they are Hall of Famers. Daniel won a Ted Lindsay. Henrik won a Hart. These guys both have scoring titles. These guys were a game away from winning the Stanley Cup. I'm not sure how true this claim is from Bruff, but I seriously hope PD is taking advice and learning from the Sedins. They obviously know what they're talking about, and they can relate to PD's struggles to an extent. Further to what Talk was saying after the Four Nations, the best players in the world were the hardest working ones. The Sedins definitely set the standard in hard work. They led the way, which made them great and come from where they were to where they ended up in the rafters. Hard work. Seems like he's always indirectly hinting at things that PD needs to do. And might I remind you, one of the biggest talking points about Pettersson this season from Patrick Allvin and everybody else was that Pettersson was not in shape at the start of training camp. And maybe that contributed to whatever. You know who was always in shape at the start of training camp? The Sedins. Pettersson had tendinitis, okay, but he's still playing. They didn't shut him down for any extended amount of time. He's still supposed to be healthy. So what else is going on? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this Pettersson and Sedin's story here. It's getting worse, man. Every other thing that we are hearing, it gets worse. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. Trolls99. And bye.